Welcome to Divine Cosmos, your portal to uncovering the secrets of the universe. From ancient wisdom to celestial mysteries, embark on a journey beyond the stars with us today. The Cosmic Truth Unveiled. Messages from the Pleiadian High Council and Ashtar Command. By YouTube channel, Divine Cosmos. We are the Pleiadian High Council of the Ashtar Galactic Command. The question has been asked repeatedly, both to us and to your many star families. Why the delay? Why does the revelation and public first contact with beings from other worlds take so long? This question reflects not only intellectual curiosity but also a profound, ancient longing residing in the heart of humanity. The desire to remember, to recognize your stellar origin, and to consciously reconnect with the vast cosmic tapestry of which you are a part. It is a silent cry arising from souls who know, who remember, who intuit that they are not alone, that their existence on this blue planet is but a small fraction of a much larger, sacred story. Yet, for many of you focused on personal ascension and spiritual growth, these questions linger like an unfulfilled promise, like a distant star that never seems to draw closer. Your hearts are ready for the truth, but the world around you has not yet reached the vibrational maturity needed to sustain it. You must understand that revelation is not an external event but a deep, intimate process that begins in the soul and reflects in the collective. First contact is not merely a matter of human desire or stellar will. It is not the result of a plea or desperate cry. It is governed by universal laws, immutable principles that uphold the order and balance of the cosmos. These laws, designed by divine intelligence, ensure that each civilization receives cosmic knowledge and connection at the perfect moment for its evolution. Nothing happens by chance in the vast galactic stage. Everything is orchestrated with divine precision, and humanity's free will is sacred, even when it has been used to create illusions of separation and darkness. The divine decree, emanating from the very heart of the Creator's source, oversees and protects the revelation process. It is not a whim but a cosmic directive ensuring that a civilization's awakening occurs without trauma and in perfect alignment with each soul's purpose. This decree stipulates that humanity must elevate its consciousness and collective vibration to be worthy of contact. Contact is not a mere visit from your cosmic siblings. It is a sacred reunion, a mirror revealing who you truly are. However, these cosmic truths clash with the limitations of the earthly plane, a world where forces of control, manipulation, and fear have established their dominion. The delay in revelation is not due to a lack of interest from our stellar civilizations but to the complexity of the forces operating in your world's shadows. Forces that, understanding the transformative power of truth, have done everything possible to conceal it, fearful of losing the control they have wielded for millennia. Yet, even these dark forces, in their resistance, serve a purpose. They are the contrast that drives awakened souls to yearn for the light, to seek truth beyond appearances, and to remember their divine heritage. They are the challenge that compels you to awaken from your slumber, reclaim your spiritual sovereignty, and activate the power of your consciousness. This message aims to unveil the hidden truths behind the delay and guide you toward a deeper understanding of your role in this cosmic process. You are not mere spectators of a revelation. You are its co-creators. Your consciousness, intention, and vibration are the keys that will open the doors to contact. Do not wait passively but awaken actively. Instead of asking when the revelation will arrive, ask how you can embody the light that will hasten its manifestation. The delay is not a rejection. It is an invitation to grow. It is an opportunity for humanity to demonstrate that it is ready to embrace the truth without fear, to welcome its star families not as saviors but as siblings. It is a call for each of you to be a beacon of light amidst the fog of ignorance. When enough souls awaken, revelation will not be an external event but a natural manifestation of a humanity that has remembered its divine origin, the divine decree, and the universal laws. In the vast cosmic tapestry, where light and darkness dance in an eternal symphony, nothing occurs without aligning with the divine decree. This decree is not merely a celestial order, but the perfect expression of supreme will, a cosmic pulse that sustains and guides all souls toward their awakening and fulfillment. It is a sacred map ensuring that everything, even the most challenging experiences, serves the higher purpose of spiritual evolution. The universal laws emanating from this decree are the immutable pillars maintaining balance across all planes of existence. They are sacred principles governing not only physical worlds but also higher dimensions, where pure light and infinite consciousness intertwine. These laws are the cosmos's safety net, ensuring that each being's free will is honored and that no intervention can occur without the conscious or unconscious permission of the souls involved. First contact is not merely an external intervention but a revelation that must respect each human's free will. It is not an invasion or a spectacle to satisfy curiosity. It is a sacred process of awakening, a gradual opening of the human heart to the reality of its cosmic connection. The stellar civilizations observing and supporting humanity are bound to respect these laws to avoid interfering with the natural development of your collective consciousness. But what does free will truly mean? It means every soul has the inalienable right to choose its path, to embrace the light or dwell in shadow, to remember its divinity or lose itself in the illusion of separation. It means that star families, though capable of intervening and assisting, must await humanity's signal. A signal given not with words, but with the collective vibration of your hearts. When a civilization reaches a certain level of consciousness and vibration, contact becomes inevitable. It is not an event imposed from outside but a reflection of that humanity's inner awakening, like a dawn that cannot be stopped, a light emerging from within each being and mirrored in the starry sky. The collective frequency is the key that unlocks the doors to revelation, measured not by words but by the purity of your intentions, the power of your love, and the clarity of your consciousness. The universal laws are many, but in the context of first contact, 3 are essential. The law of free will. No force, however elevated, can directly interfere in a civilization's development without the consent of its souls. This law protects each being's spiritual learning and maturation process. The law of vibration. Everything is energy, and a civilization's frequency determines the experiences it can attract. A humanity vibrating in fear and separation can only perceive shadows and conflicts, but one elevating its frequency toward love and unity becomes a beacon for higher consciousnesses. The law of cosmic reflection. What a humanity experiences in its external reality is a mirror of its inner consciousness. Contact with stellar civilizations is not an imposition but a manifestation of the collective state of consciousness. When a humanity opens to love, peace, and wisdom, it aligns with the vibrations of those already living in that state. Thus, first contact is not merely the appearance of ships in the sky but an inner transformation reflected in the physical plane. It is the awakening of millions of souls remembering their stellar origin, freeing themselves from fear's chains, and recognizing their unity with the cosmos. The star families patiently observing humanity's evolution are neither gods nor saviors. They are brothers and sisters who have attained a higher level of consciousness and now extend their hand to guide you toward the light. They will not force their presence, as that would violate the laws they honor. They wait with love and respect, knowing that true revelation can only occur when humanity is ready to receive it. The divine decree and universal laws ensure that every soul has the opportunity to awaken on its own, to choose its path, and to learn the lessons necessary for its evolution. Even those who seem to oppose awakening ultimately play a sacred role. They are the contrast that prompts souls to choose the light, the challenge that compels them to remember their power. When a humanity elevates its consciousness enough to see beyond fear and separation, the doors to contact open naturally, not because starships descend from the skies but because human hearts rise to the cosmos. We, the Pleiadian High Council of the Ashtar Galactic Command, say this: do not await revelation as an external event. Work on your consciousness, elevate your vibration, practice unconditional love and inner peace. Every thought, word, and action vibrating in harmony with universal laws brings you closer to that sacred reunion. In the theater of shadows enveloping your world, behind visible thrones and golden crowns, beyond political decisions and economic empires, lie the earthly elites, those who have maintained control of your planet for millennia. These individuals and groups are not mere leaders or entrepreneurs but architects of a hidden web of power extending to every corner of your society. Their influence has infiltrated governments, religions, financial systems, media, and educational institutions, shaping the very perception of reality. These elites are not merely greedy humans but souls who, in their free will, chose the path of control, manipulation, and domination. They have long understood that knowledge is power and have hoarded sacred secrets, enabling them to influence humanity's collective consciousness. Among these secrets is the truth about star families, the existence of advanced civilizations guiding humanity since the dawn of its history. But this truth has been deliberately distorted, turned into myths, legends, or, at worst, tales of fear and threat. The elites know of these stellar civilizations. They have maintained contact with some, not to promote human evolution but to strengthen their own dominion. Using advanced technologies acquired through dark agreements, they have built a control system disguised as freedom. They have taught you to fear the unknown, reject ideas challenging the official narrative, and ridicule those who speak the truth. For them, the revelation of contact with star families is not an opportunity but a threat. They know that once humanity understands its true origin and cosmic connection, the power they have amassed will dissolve like mist before the sun. The control they exert through fear, division, and ignorance will become impotent before an awakened, conscious, and united humanity. The elites have perfected the art of manipulation, their tools subtle yet powerful. Media control the global narrative, carefully selecting which information is shared and which is silenced. Those who speak the truth are labeled conspiracy theorists, while lies are repeated until accepted as reality. The economy and finance use the financial system to keep humanity in a state of modern slavery. Debts, taxes, and economic crises are tactics designed to instill fear and desperation, distancing souls from their true inner power. Religion and spirituality have distorted sacred teachings, turning spirituality into a control system where fear and guilt manipulate the masses. Ancient texts have been suppressed, sacred knowledge eliminated, and enlightened masters transformed into unreachable figures of authority. Social division promotes polarization and conflict among nations, races, ideologies, and religions, ensuring humanity remains divided. For a united humanity is impossible to control. Control technology, though possessing advanced technologies that could eradicate diseases, clean the environment, and transform life on Earth, chooses to suppress them, using technology only to enhance control through mass surveillance, digital manipulation, or psychological warfare. The elites have tirelessly worked to suppress any hint of contact with star families, infiltrating and discrediting spiritual movements, silencing those who speak the truth, and manipulating public perception to view anything related to extraterrestrial life as fantasy, superstition, or threat. Why? Because they understand that the revelation of contact is the key to true freedom. A humanity that knows it is not alone, that understands its cosmic heritage and awakens to its spiritual power, can no longer be controlled. Paradoxically, their resistance only accelerates the awakening. The more they suppress the truth, the more souls begin to question. The more they darken the light, the more souls yearn to remember. The more desperate they become in their control, the more evident their nature becomes. The earthly elites now face the beginning of their own downfall. Humanity, driven by an inner awakening, is starting to see through the lies. More souls are remembering their power, connecting with their divine essence, and seeking truth beyond appearances. The elites' attempts to reinforce control only expose their desperation, for in their effort to stifle the truth, they reveal their own fear. A fear not just of losing power but of being exposed for what they truly are, shadows that have always feared the light. But that light is growing, and though shadows try to hide it, they cannot extinguish it. For truth is an eternal flame whose brilliance intensifies when challenged. We, the Pleiadian High Council, observe this process with deep compassion. We know that even those playing the role of oppressors are trapped in their own illusions, victims of their own fears. We do not judge them, but we also do not allow their actions to impede humanity's awakening. We say this: do not fear the shadows, for they are merely the echo of an illusory power. Do not yield to lies, for they are but the chains of a collapsing prison. Focus on the light. Remember who you are, for you are the divine spark illuminating the universe. When enough souls awaken, when love replaces fear and truth dissolves lies, the shadows will lose all power. The revelation of contact is inevitable, not because the elites permit it, but because you will manifest it, not because starships descend from the sky, but because humanity will elevate its consciousness to the stars. From your world's shadows, an intricate web of control has operated for millennia, woven with threads of manipulation and deceit. This web is not merely a political or economic structure, but a matrix of influence shaping reality's perception to keep humanity in a state of ignorance, fear, and dependence. What you call the hidden agenda is a carefully designed strategy to limit your consciousness, divert your attention, and control your destiny. This agenda is not a conspiracy theory, but a reality operating beneath your institution's surface, disguised as progress, security, and stability. Its origins trace back to early civilizations when certain individuals discovered that knowledge is power. Since then, they have used this knowledge to dominate the masses, creating control systems perpetuating their influence. But what is this agenda's true purpose? It is not merely about wealth or earthly power. It is a deliberate effort to keep humanity disconnected from its cosmic heritage, spiritual power, and awakening capacity. For those who remember who they truly are cannot be enslaved. The tactics to maintain this state of dependence and fear are numerous, designed to act on all levels of your life, subtle yet constant, ensuring your consciousness remains focused on fear, scarcity, and separation. Wars are not mere clashes between nations but instruments of manipulation, designed to divide populations, generate fear, weaken morale, and enrich those profiting from suffering. Nations believing they fight for freedom are pawns on a power chessboard. Economic crises are not accidents but orchestrated to redistribute wealth to the elites, impoverish the masses, and foster dependence. Monetary systems are manipulated, debts imposed, and resources controlled to ensure most live in constant survival. Pandemics and health crises are used not only to generate fear but to justify mass control measures. Health becomes a manipulation weapon, with remedies offered as salvation while true solutions are suppressed. Advanced healing technologies that could eradicate diseases are hidden. Media, controlled by a small group of interests, are the most powerful tool for shaping reality's perception, deciding which information is shared, which voices are silenced, and which narratives are promoted. Truth is distorted, and lies are repeated until accepted as facts. Education is not designed to empower but to indoctrinate. Young minds are trained to memorize, not question. Profound spiritual teachings are suppressed, and connection with the inner self is ignored. Advanced technologies that could transform your world, from free energy to quantum healing, are kept secret, used only by those in power, while humanity is forced to rely on limited, obsolete resources. The deepest manipulation occurs at the mental and emotional level. The elites understand that true control lies in keeping humanity in a low vibration. Fear is used to keep you in constant alert, whether through disaster news, war threats, health crises, or social conflicts, weakening your spiritual connection and making you susceptible to manipulation. Narratives of conflict and division ensure you see your brothers as enemies. Separation by race, religion, ideology, and nation are illusions to prevent you from remembering your unity as a human family. The teachings of great spiritual masters have been distorted into dogmatic religions that control rather than liberate. Wisdom that could awaken your consciousness is replaced with empty rituals and fear of divine punishment. You have been conditioned to seek happiness externally, to measure your worth by possessions, and to believe success is about accumulation, a pursuit that only distances you from your true essence. Why have the elites maintained this hidden agenda for so long? Because they understand humanity is at a critical point in its spiritual evolution. They know first contact is not just a physical event but a collective awakening that will forever change your world's perception. They fear the day humanity remembers its cosmic heritage, divine power, and ability to co-create reality. A day when souls awaken and realize they need neither governance nor salvation, for they are already sovereign. Yet darkness always contains the seed of its own destruction. Every attempt at control and manipulation only accelerates the awakening. The more they obscure the truth, the more souls seek it. The more they impose fear, the more souls remember love's power. The light always finds its way. The hidden agenda is fracturing. Lies can no longer stand before an awakening humanity. Shadows that once controlled your world are being exposed by truth's light. Every soul that awakens becomes a beacon of consciousness, dissolving illusions of separation and fear. Every heart choosing love over hate weakens the control web. Every mind remembering its cosmic connection dismantles manipulation. We, the Pleiadian High Council of the Ashtar Galactic Command, say this: do not fear the darkness, for it is not a power but a temporary absence of light. You are the light. Awakening is inevitable, and those who once manipulated and controlled will soon see their power dissolve, not by force but by consciousness. The revelation of cosmic contact will not only expose the existence of life beyond your world, but also reveal the hidden agendas limiting your evolution. This revelation will not be a condemnation but a liberation. In the dark corridors of power, where decisions affecting millions are made behind closed doors, your world's history has been shaped by broken promises and secret alliances. Those who presented themselves as progress's defenders, leaders committed to their people's well-being, fell to temptations of power and control. The betrayal of trust among world leaders is one of the greatest obstacles to revelation. For those who should have guided humanity toward the light became instruments of the shadows. These leaders, many chosen to represent their people's interests, were seduced by promises of power, wealth, and advanced technologies offered by dark forces operating behind the scenes. Forces not only earthly but interdimensional, entities viewing humanity as a source of energy and control. In their desire to maintain power at all costs, these leaders signed secret pacts, sealed dark agreements, and sacrificed their nation's sovereignty. Many did not begin as agents of darkness. In their youth, they were inspired by ideals of justice, freedom, and peace, dreaming of changing the world. But as they ascended power's hierarchies, they encountered a different reality. Promises of power and control seduced them, offering secret technologies, unimaginable wealth, and the illusion of earthly immortality at the price of their conscience. Those who once defended truth began to hide it. Those who swore to protect their people began to betray them. This betrayal is perpetuated through a web of blackmail and manipulation. Leaders are recorded in compromising acts, offered indulgences for obedience, and threatened with destruction if they deviate. Those daring to break silence are discredited, ridiculed, or eliminated. Behind diplomacy's facade and international treaties lie secret agreements between governments and dark forces, not just among nations but between human leaders and entities seeking to keep humanity in ignorance and enslavement. The governments you see are not always the true power centers. Organizations and alliances operate from the shadows, deciding millions' fates without your knowledge. Those in seats of power are often mere puppets. These agreements include technological pacts. In exchange for advanced technologies, some governments allowed population manipulation through mind control, mass surveillance, and genetic manipulation. Some leaders have contacted non-physical entities feeding on human fear and suffering, offering power for energy. Media, education, and science are controlled to keep humanity ignorant of its potential, suppressing liberating discoveries while promoting lies as truth. Yet not all leaders are aligned with darkness. Among them are souls remembering their purpose, chosen to counter the shadow's influence from within. These leaders are seen as traitors by those seeking control but as heroes by the awakening. They work silently, sowing truth, exposing lies, and preparing the way for revelation. Their work is dangerous, facing constant threats, but their light cannot be extinguished. These conscious leaders are forming alliances, breaking dark pacts, and leaking information to the public, pushing transparency, speaking of spiritual awakening, and defending their people's sovereignty against control forces. We are entering an era where truth can no longer be hidden. Traitors will be unmasked. Leaders who sold humanity for power will be exposed, their dark alliances revealed, and those who chose shadow will face their choices' consequences. This revelation is not vengeance or punishment but liberation. Even those fallen to darkness have the chance to awaken. Truth's light is a purifying flame, and those daring to face their errors can be redeemed. We, the Pleiadian High Council, say this: you are witnessing the collapse of a system based on lies, manipulation, and betrayal. This collapse is not the end but the beginning, the dawn of an era where transparency, truth, and integrity will be leadership's pillars. Do not fear the coming revelations. Do not cling to exposed power figures, for true authority comes not from titles or crowns, but from the heart's purity and the soul's wisdom. As dark leaders fall, others will rise. Those who have remembered their purpose, chosen light over shadow, and understood that true power lies in serving humanity, not dominating it. The betrayal of trust among world leaders will be one of humanity's most painful revelations, but also one of its most liberating. For only by seeing the shadows can you choose the light. You are not alone. We, the Pleiadian High Council of the Ashtar Galactic command, observe and guide. But your true power lies not in us but in you. Choose truth, hold the light, and be the leaders of your own awakening. In the vast cosmic tapestry, where countless civilizations evolve and grow in consciousness, some souls choose to incarnate in challenging worlds where light seems dimmed and love faces shadow. You, the ground crew, are those souls, the brave cosmic volunteers, warriors of light who, in a supreme act of service, descended to this physical plane to hold the frequency of truth and anchor higher energies amidst confusion and chaos. Your presence on this planet is no accident or coincidence. You are not mere observers of a cosmic drama, but active participants in transforming collective consciousness. Each of you carries in your heart the spark of a sacred purpose, a mission beyond your conscious understanding but resonating deeply in your being's core. The ground crew is not an organization or select group with spiritual titles. They are souls who, in the spirit plane, volunteered to incarnate in this crucial time in planetary history. You come from various cosmic regions, Pleiades, Sirius, Arcturus, Andromeda, and beyond, but share a common purpose: to be bearers of light in a world that has forgotten its divine essence. You are those who, since childhood, feel they do not fully belong to this world, who have always sought truth despite ignorance around them, who feel a deep call to help, heal, and inspire. Even amidst your own pain, you never lose hope, knowing you are here for a reason. Your mission is not to merely await contact, but to be emissaries of truth, peace, and love. In a world where shadows have tried to control collective consciousness, you are the beacons illuminating the path. This light you carry is not a metaphor but a real frequency emanating from your being, impacting the planet's energetic field. Every time you choose love over fear, you illuminate the shadows. Every time you speak truth amidst lies, you break control's chains. Every time you forgive, share, or inspire, you elevate humanity's frequency. You are transforming the planet's energy, not through force but through consciousness. Though you may feel alone, rejected, or misunderstood, you are not alone. The ground crew is connected energetically, forming a web of light across continents, cultures, and languages, resonating in reality's very fabric. Your thoughts are not fleeting ideas but frequencies impacting collective consciousness. Every thought tuned to love and compassion becomes a wave rippling through the planet's energetic field. Choosing gratitude amidst adversity transforms fear into hope. Choosing kindness over judgment dissolves separation's barriers. Choosing inner silence over ego's noise anchors peace. Your words are decrees creating realities. Do not underestimate their power, for they carry your intention's energy. Speaking with love, comfort, and truth sows seeds of light in listeners' souls. Your actions are living testimony to your mission. You need not perform grand feats to fulfill your purpose. Every small act of love, gesture of support, or moment of compassion is a spark illuminating the darkness. The ground crew is strategically placed across the planet. Some are in positions of power, their decisions impacting many. Others are in small communities, their presence a silent blessing. All, without exception, are in the right place at the right time, fulfilling their mission. Your path is not free of challenges. Shadows always try to extinguish light. Personal fears, doubts, emotional trials, and material distractions are obstacles you face. But these are not signs of failure, but opportunities to strengthen your light. When darkness seems densest, your light shines brightest. When shadows try to envelop you, your faith becomes a torch illuminating the path. Though many of you are aware of your mission, others are still awakening to it. It matters not when you remember, only that you do. For within each of you lies the memory of your stellar origin, the wisdom of past lives, and the power of your divine essence. Meditate and connect with your inner self. There you will find the answers you seek. Surround yourself with others walking in the light. Your energies will amplify each other. Let your heart be your compass, for it is the portal to truth. We, the Pleiadian High Council of the Ashtar Galactic Command, say this: do not underestimate your importance or doubt your power. You are the anchors of light in a world traversing its dark night. But this night is merely the prelude to dawn. The contact you await is not merely an external event, but a frequency you are already manifesting. Every time you choose light, you open the doors to the encounter. Every time you awaken another with your example, you accelerate the revelation. You are not here to be saved, but to be the saviors. You are not here to await the light, but to create it. When enough souls awaken to their mission, when enough hearts choose love, humanity will take a quantum leap toward cosmic consciousness. And contact will not be a surprise, but a celebration. Humanity is undergoing an unprecedented awakening. Amidst the world's chaos and confusion, millions of souls are beginning to see beyond the veil of illusions. What was once considered mystical, impossible, or mere fantasy is becoming a living, tangible experience for those ready to see. This awakening is not a spiritual trend or passing fad, but a profound, transcendental movement transforming the hearts and minds of those once trapped in ignorance. Prophetic dreams, constant synchronicities, mystical experiences, and a deep yearning for truth are touching humanity's innermost fibers. These are not coincidences but manifestations of the collective consciousness's awakening. Cosmic energies surrounding your planet are accelerating your spiritual DNA's activation. A sacred code, a cosmic library containing the memory of your stellar origin, past lives, and divine purpose. What once seemed a solid, stable world now reveals itself as an illusion, a theater of shadows sustained by fear, manipulation, and imposed narratives. But these narratives are crumbling. Skeptics now question. Those who mocked spiritual truths now seek answers. Those dominated by fear now find courage to follow their intuition, listen to their hearts, and seek light amidst darkness. This awakening is not uniform. For some, it is a sudden revelation, a moment of enlightenment transforming their life instantly. For others, it is gradual, a series of small realizations culminating in undeniable truth. Regardless of its form, the awakening is inevitable, for humanity has reached a tipping point, a critical moment in its evolution where truth cannot be hidden and light cannot be extinguished. Awakening is not merely accumulating spiritual knowledge or reading sacred texts. It is an inner experience, the moment the soul remembers who it truly is, recognizing you are not just physical bodies in a material world but eternal souls, divine fragments of the source manifested to learn, grow, and evolve. Cosmic energies are intensifying this transformation. Pulses of light from the galactic center, planetary alignments, and solar activations flooding your planet, awakening your being's deepest fibers. These energies are not threats but gifts, keys unlocking your consciousness's doors. Yet, as with all transformation, they can be challenging. As light intensifies, shadows become more evident. Repressed emotions surface, hidden fears are revealed, toxic relationships collapse, and limiting beliefs are questioned. Do not fear these challenges. They are not punishments but purifications, the sacred fire burning ego's chains to reveal your true self's radiance. Awakening is not just remembering your cosmic origin but experiencing your divinity in every aspect of life. This awakening is collective. Each awakening soul connects consciousness's threads, forming a web of light enveloping the planet. Every soul remembering its divine essence becomes a pillar of light, a torch dissolving shadows in their life and those around them. This web is transforming the planet's frequency, elevating its vibration, and purifying the dense energies that once surrounded it. Control systems, once seemingly unbreakable, are fracturing. Lies that kept humanity in ignorance are being exposed. Leaders dominating through fear are losing power, for truth's light is an unquenchable flame, and you, the awakened humanity, are that flame. Awakening is not an end but a beginning, not an escape from the world but a transformation of your experience within it, not a rejection of the physical plane but a transcendence letting you see divinity in all. True awakening is living in this world without being controlled by it, walking among shadows while being a light, remembering you are eternal beings manifested now to illuminate, heal, and transform. We, the Pleiadian High Council of the Ashtar Galactic Command, observe you with love and admiration. We know awakening is not always easy, that facing truth can be painful, but we also know each of you is a divine spark, a being of light who chose this time to remember its power and manifest its greatness. The collective consciousness's awakening cannot be stopped. Shadows may resist, but they are destined to dissolve. For light is the universe's essence, and you are that light. Do not fear the shadows or doubt your truth, for you are the dawn humanity has awaited. First contact and the revelation of cosmic presence will not be chaotic or forced, as many fear. They will not manifest as spectacular invasions or mass landings causing panic. They will be a gradual, profound, conscious process guided by universal laws and the divine decree. True contact begins not in the sky but in the heart. Not an imposition but an invitation to remember, awaken, and accept your place within the cosmic family. Humanity has been prepared for millennia for this moment. Ancient sacred texts, forgotten prophecies, enlightened masters' messages, and indigenous teachings have always spoken of a time when the veil would lift and humanity would understand it was never alone. That time is now. For revelation to occur harmoniously, it must be a conscious process, a gradual expansion allowing souls to adapt and grasp the magnitude of their experience. Stellar beings are already among you. Humanity has imagined contact as luminous ships descending from the sky, but the truth is that stellar beings are already among you, not only in your skies but walking among you, guiding, protecting, and inspiring those ready to awaken. They are among you as spiritual guides, teachers, and healers, as friends, family, or even strangers crossing your path at crucial moments, as children bringing a special light, ancient wisdom in their eyes. These beings are not here to impose their will but to support humanity's awakening. Contact is not just a physical experience but a spiritual one. The union of hearts remembering their common origin, recognizing life extends beyond your world, and that love is the universal language connecting all souls. Contact begins in the heart, not with a global broadcast or official announcement, but in your inner being's silence, where truth has always awaited remembrance. It begins through lucid dreams where you meet luminous beings teaching and guiding you, through visions showing cosmic landscapes, cities of light, and advanced civilizations, through channeled messages resonating deeply in your soul, bringing wisdom and comfort, through direct experiences where you feel loving beings' presence around you, even if not seen physically. True contact is not just a visual or physical experience but a shift in consciousness. The moment you remember you are part of a stellar family, that your soul has journeyed through the cosmos, and your presence on this planet is part of a sacred plan. For humanity to experience contact harmoniously, it must elevate its frequency. For the stellar civilizations guiding you vibrate at higher levels of consciousness where love, peace, and wisdom predominate. They cannot fully manifest in a world dominated by fear, hatred, and ignorance. Those vibrating in fear will not see them, even if nearby. Those clinging to judgment and separation will not understand their teachings. But those choosing love, compassion, and truth will be the first to experience contact. This is why revelation is gradual, beginning with those ready to receive, whose souls have remembered their divine nature, becoming truth's emissaries, points of light inspiring others to awaken. Physical contact will not be an isolated event but a reflection of humanity's collective awakening. When enough souls remember their divine essence, when love and unity replace fear and separation, the doors to contact will open wide. But make no mistake, contact has already begun. Every time you connect with your inner self, meditate, and feel the deep peace emanating from your heart, you connect with your stellar family. Every time you receive a message of light or encounter guiding synchronicities, you are being prepared. Contact is not an external event but an inner transformation reflected in your reality. For you are the co-creators of your experience. When humanity is ready to embrace peace and unity, when enough souls have awakened to their true power and divine essence, physical contact will be a tangible reality, not a fearful or dominating event, but a celebration of unity. The skies will fill with lights, not threats but loving greetings. Starships will descend not to conquer but to share, teach, and heal. Suppressed truths will be revealed, and your world's history will be rewritten. Not by the elites who manipulated your world, but by you, the awakened humanity, who will have elevated its consciousness to a level where contact is a natural extension of your love and wisdom. We, the Pleiadian High Council of the Ashtar Galactic Command, say this: do not await contact as an external event. Do not obsess over signs in the sky, but with signs in your heart. True contact is an inner experience, a communion with your divine essence that will manifest in the outer world. You are not waiting for us to arrive, but for you to remember. When enough souls awaken, when love is stronger than fear, when unity is more powerful than division, contact will be inevitable. We come not as saviors but as brothers and sisters, not to impose our will but to support your awakening, not to govern but to walk beside you as a united stellar family. The path to revelation and final contact is traced in your consciousness, and you will decide when you are ready to cross that threshold. Contact is not an imposition but a choice, and that choice begins in your heart. Beloved ones, the time of the Great Awakening has arrived, but do not expect it as an external event or a sign descending from the skies. Do not cling to news or leaders' promises of revelation, for true revelation is not an external imposition but an inner experience, the awakening of your consciousness, the recognition of your divine essence, and the activation of your spiritual power. Revelation begins in your heart. Every time you choose love over fear, you open the doors to contact. Every time you seek truth, you illuminate the shadows keeping humanity in ignorance. Every time you forgive, heal, or help, you transform the world from within. You are the star seeds who came to this planet to remember and guide. The sky opens to those whose hearts are open. Stellar beings come not to save you but to walk beside you as siblings, not to impose wisdom but to remind you it has always been within you. Truth is not imposed, for imposed truth is merely belief. True truth reveals itself in your being's silence, resonating in your soul's depths, awakening when you let love be your guide. We, the Pleiadian High Council of the Ashtar Galactic Command, are always by your side. We have accompanied you since before your world was created, guiding through the ages, whispering wisdom to your hearts, inspiring visionaries, and protecting light seekers. Our mission is not to do the work for you, but to support you in remembering your greatness. Keep faith, for darkness is but a temporary absence of light. Hold the light, for even in the darkest moments, your divine essence never ceases to shine. You are manifesting the revelation. Do not wait for contact, be the contact. Do not wait for the light, be the light. Revelation is closer than you imagine, but do not measure it in days or events. Measure it in every awakening heart, every remembering soul, every being choosing love over fear. Revelation is not an event but a process, the birth of a humanity that has remembered its divine essence. You are the forerunners of that birth, the beacons illuminating the path, the anchors of light in a world learning to see. We are here, loving you deeply, honoring your courage, faith, and light. For each of you is a divine spark, a star descended to illuminate the earth. The Great Awakening is not something that will happen. It is already happening, and you are part of it. Be the revelation, be the contact, be the light the world awaits.